Today we're going to talk about the current state of Horizon 3, why Aloy's story will definitely continue, and what other projects are coming in the Horizon universe. We'll go through everything we know so far, including the LEGO game, the online Horizon project, MMO plans, and the film that replaced the series. If you enjoy these kinds of detailed Horizon videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. When we look at the Horizon universe today, one thing has become very clear. Aloy's story is definitely continuing, and in practice that means Horizon 3 is absolutely happening. Yes, we don't have an official logo, release date, or trailer yet, but Guerrilla's own statement saying, "We're expanding the world of Horizon with Aloy's next adventure," already ends the debate, because that sentence directly confirms that the single-player main series is continuing. So Horizon 3 may not have been announced by name yet, but the continuation of Aloy's main story has officially been confirmed, which shows that the third game is no longer just a rumor, but a confirmed reality. Especially considering where Forbidden West and Burning Shores left off, it's very clear that Guerrilla isn't going to leave this story unfinished. The studio has been building this universe layer by layer for years, and the final major threat that Aloy faces strongly suggests that the story is naturally heading toward a third major game. That's why when we talk about Horizon 3, the most accurate sentence right now is this: the game is definitely coming, but its details haven't been revealed yet. And I think the most logical expectation at the moment is that Guerrilla will push its major online Horizon project first, and then slowly start opening the curtain on the third main game. Because when the studio announced Horizon Hunters Gathering for 2026, they emphasized one thing very clearly: we love making single-player games and will continue to do so. That sentence is extremely important because it proves that Hunters Gathering is not a project replacing Horizon 3, but rather a separate expansion running parallel to the main series. So when we look at the current situation, we see two sides. On one side, there's a team-focused online, co-op Horizon game, and on the other side, there's Aloy's continuing main story. Naturally, this makes many players think the following: after Hunters Gathering launches, Guerrilla's next big spotlight moment will most likely be Horizon 3. This isn't official information with a confirmed date yet, but looking at how the studio positions its projects, it's a very logical expectation. When it comes to what kind of game Horizon 3 will be, we don't have direct gameplay details yet, but there are strong signals about where the story is heading. The ending of Forbidden West and the tone left by Burning Shores clearly show that the series has now entered a much bigger, more dangerous, and more comprehensive final phase. Because of that, expectations for the third game aren't just about a new map expansion. People are expecting a larger-scale war, more tribal alliances, heavier use of old-world technology, and Aloy facing the greatest threat she has ever encountered. In fact, the structure of the series has always been building toward this. In the first game, we learned what the world was. In the second game, we saw how big the threat truly was. And in the third game, we expect the massive confrontation, where everything finally comes together. That's why Horizon 3 doesn't feel like just another sequel. It feels like the ultimate peak of the burden Aloy has been carrying. And that's exactly why expectations are so high. People aren't just expecting new machines or better graphics. They want to see the explosion point of a story that has been building for years. But the Horizon universe is no longer just about Horizon 3. And Sony is clearly turning this brand into a much larger franchise. One of the most visible examples of this was LEGO Horizon Adventures. The game was officially announced in 2024 and was released on the 14th of November 2024 for PS5, PC, and Nintendo Switch. So Sony isn't carrying Horizon only through a darker-toned, cinematic, big-budget main series. It's also expanding the brand in a way that's more colorful, more accessible, and appealing to a wider audience. The existence of the LEGO game is very important because it sends a clear message. PlayStation isn't treating the Horizon brand as a short-term project. On the contrary, Aloy's universe is being expanded to different age groups, platforms, and player communities. And that once again proves why Horizon 3 feels like such a certain project. Because companies don't create LEGO adaptations for brands, they don't plan to grow long-term. LEGO collaborations are one of the strongest signals that a franchise is meant to last. Another major topic is Horizon's online future. Right now, it's not just Hunters Gathering. There's also a large MMORPG project called Horizon Steel Frontiers, being developed by NCSOFT and officially announced by Sony. This game aims to bring the Horizon universe to a much broader, more social, and longer-lasting online experience on mobile and PC. So what we're seeing right now is Horizon expanding through three different directions. On one side, there's the main series continuation, Horizon 3. On another side, there's the co-op-focused Hunters Gathering. And on the third side, there's the massive MMO project, Steel Frontiers. And when we add screen adaptations to that picture, the situation becomes even clearer. A Horizon TV series was originally planned for Netflix, which Variety reported in 2022. However, that project later stalled, and in 2025, Sony shifted its direction toward film instead. At CES 2025, a Horizon Zero Dawn movie was officially announced in collaboration with Columbia Pictures and PlayStation Productions. So in summary, the series is no longer moving forward. A movie is coming instead. On the gaming side, both co-op and MMO projects are expanding. And at the center of all this, Horizon 3 continues to hold its place as the continuation of Aloy's story. I think one of the most interesting points here is this. Guerrilla is actually growing the Horizon brand along two different lines. On one side, there's Horizon 3, which continues Aloy's story and is essentially confirmed. On the other side, there are side projects that expand the universe with more social and different gameplay structures. That's why the fact that Horizon 3 hasn't been fully revealed yet doesn't mean the brand is being pushed aside. On the contrary, Sony is expanding the universe first. The phrase Aloy's next adventure in the studio's official statement confirms the continuation of the main story, while the phrase our exciting online project shows that other major plans are being developed simultaneously within this universe. So when we look at the Horizon brand today from the outside, we're not just seeing a single sequel, we're seeing an entire franchise growing at the same time. The most visible online project right now is Horizon Hunters Gathering. Guerrilla officially announced it in early 2026 and confirmed that it will feature a 3-player co-op structure and is being developed for PS5 and PC. They even shared closed playtest dates along with the announcement, meaning this project has moved far beyond the rumor stage and is actively being shown to players. But the most important part was Jan Bart van Beek, emphasizing that they will continue making single-player games. Because of that, it would be wrong to see Hunters Gathering as an alternative to Horizon 3. The more accurate interpretation is this. Guerrilla is turning the team-based hunting experience into its own separate game, while continuing Aloy's main storyline at the same time. And naturally, this leads people to think that after the online project launches, the studio's next big single-player showcase moment could be Horizon 3. This isn't official scheduling information, but based on the current picture, it's the most logical expectation. Another important topic is LEGO Horizon Adventures. For some players, this project might initially look like a smaller or side project, but in my opinion, it's actually one of the strongest signs of how long-term Sony's plans for the Horizon brand really are. The game was officially announced in 2024 and released the same year for PS5, PC, and Nintendo Switch. What's interesting here isn't just the game itself, but the fact that a serious, cinematic, big-budget series like Horizon was adapted into a LEGO format. That shows the brand is no longer aimed only at core fans of the main series, but is being expanded to reach a wider player audience. In short, LEGO Horizon Adventures is more than just a side game, independent of Horizon 3. It's a very clear signal that Sony sees this universe as a long-lasting franchise. On the online side, there's an even bigger expansion plan beyond Hunters Gathering, and that's Horizon Steel Frontiers. According to Sony Interactive Entertainment's official press release, NC Soft has announced a new MMORPG set in the Horizon universe. Designed as a large-scale cross-platform experience focused on mobile and PC, this project shows that the Horizon brand is being expanded not only through co-op side games but also through massive, long-term online experiences. And that's very significant, because the long-standing rumor that Horizon could become an MMO has now reached the level of an official announcement. So Sony and its partner studios aren't using this universe only for single-player storytelling. They also see it as a brand capable of supporting large, persistent online worlds. And this doesn't reduce the value of Horizon 3. On the contrary, it increases it, because the main series now becomes the prestige project at the center of a much larger universe. On the screen adaptation side, things have also changed. At one point, it was officially reported that a Horizon Zero Dawn series was being developed for Netflix. Variety reported it in 2022. But news that surfaced in 2024 suggested that the series wasn't moving forward. And later, Sony made it clear during the CES 2025 presentation that they were shifting toward a film instead. The company officially announced that a Horizon Zero Dawn movie is being developed in partnership with Columbia Pictures and PlayStation Productions. So, the most accurate summary today is this. The Horizon TV series is no longer an active project, and the focus has shifted toward a movie. This change actually shows how seriously Sony is treating the brand. The project wasn't canceled entirely. It simply changed format and evolved into a bigger cinematic production. Looking at it this way, the Horizon universe is currently expanding in 3 different areas. Horizon 3 is confirmed in the main series, the gaming side is expanding with co-op and MMO projects, and the screen adaptation side is moving forward with a film instead of a TV series. When we connect all of this back to Horizon 3, the picture becomes very clear. Sony isn't shrinking the Horizon brand right now, it's expanding it in every direction. The LEGO game launched, the co-op game has been officially announced, the MMO project has been announced, the series concept evolved into a film project, and in the middle of all of this, Guerrilla has already officially confirmed that Aloy's story will continue. So the fact that we don't yet have a release date, trailer, or gameplay footage for Horizon 3 doesn't mean the game is uncertain. What it actually means is this. While Sony is pushing the brand to a much larger level, it wants to reveal the main series at the right moment. That's why Horizon 3 is no longer a game. People are asking, will it happen? About it's now a game people are asking, when will it be revealed and how big will it be? About, the scenario that makes the most sense to me is this. After Horizon Hunters Gathering launches and the first big wave of the online side settles, Guerrilla will slowly start opening the curtain for Horizon 3. At first we might see a short teaser, then a full announcement at a PlayStation showcase, and later a large trailer that shows the tone of the story and the scale of the game. This isn't official scheduling information, but looking at how the studio positions its projects, it seems very logical, because instead of putting the co-op game, the MMO push, and the main series all in the same spotlight at once, it makes much more sense for Sony to highlight them one by one, especially if Horizon 3 will truly represent the biggest turning point in Aloy's journey. It's very likely the company will save it for a separate and much larger reveal moment. On the story side, it's impossible not to feel the weight of the third game. The situation established after Forbidden West and Burning Shores is no longer about a small-scale threat. It's about a massive confrontation that could determine the fate of the entire world. Because of that, expectations for Horizon 3 go far beyond just new machines, a bigger map, or better graphics. People want to see the tribes uniting, Aloy using all the knowledge and allies she has gathered so far, old world technology playing a bigger role, and all the themes the series has built finally coming together in one massive finale. If Guerrilla truly designs this game as the biggest chapter in Aloy's story, then Horizon 3 could become not just another sequel, but the emotional and narrative peak of the entire series. And that's exactly why players are so impatient right now. Everyone can feel that the next step is going to be something huge. At the same time, the presence of side projects doesn't reduce the value of Horizon 3, it actually makes it even more important. LEGO Horizon Adventures opened the brand to a wider audience. Hunters Gathering moved the team-based hunting experience into its own category, and Steel Frontiers opened the door for turning the Horizon universe into a massive online world. The film project also shows that this brand is now being expanded, not only for gamers, but for cinema audiences as well. So, Horizon today is no longer just a video game series. It's a large PlayStation universe expanding across different genres, platforms, and media formats. And in a structure like that, it was always inevitable that Aloy's third major game would stand at the center. On the contrary, all of these projects make it even clearer that Horizon 3 will be one of Sony's most important prestige titles. In short, what we can say today is very clear. Horizon 3 is definitely coming, because the continuation of Aloy's story has been officially confirmed. What we don't have yet isn't the game itself, just the details. Aside from that, the picture is clear. The LEGO side expanded the brand. Major online projects are coming. The co-op game is officially on the way. The Netflix series was shelved but replaced with a film. In other words, the Horizon universe is currently more active, bigger, and more open to growth than ever before. Because of that, what we'll see in the coming years won't just be a new Horizon game. It will most likely be the beginning of a new era for one of Sony's most valuable franchises. And at the center of that new era, the place where everything ultimately connects back to, will once again be Aloy and Horizon 3. In short, the Horizon universe is heading toward a bigger place than ever before. And the most important part is that Aloy's story is definitely continuing. There are still many details we're waiting for about Horizon 3. But now we know the series isn't ending. In fact, it's growing even more. Let's see when Sony and Guerrilla will finally give us the first big reveal. What do you most want to see in Horizon 3? Be sure to write it in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.